Did you have any doubts about being a doctor ever?
Not really. I grew up at a time in West Georgia where the people who went to college were already thinking about an outcome. Medicine, engineering, law. We didn't have the palette that people have now where they consider a variety of different professional outcomes or job outcomes. So it was medicine from the time I was a little boy onward. Probably I was influenced a lot. I had a great uncle who was a family practitioner in this small Georgia town, and I idolized him. I liked what he did. Sometimes I would go on calls with him. On weekends, in the company of his wife, I would go around and knock on doors and collect medical bills that were owed him. So,
Is there any specific patient that you can remember that has had a strong influence on your career?
I put together 2 books along the way and memorialized some of them there. There were some that really stuck out because of their remarkable courage. There was a Holocaust survivor that was my patient for 16 years, and it took that long to get a history, to obtain a history. There was a UTC professor who, a retired professor of philosophy who had terrible cancer that had invaded his bones. He was bound to be in pain all the time. And on a house visit to him, as I walked up his driveway, I could see him through a window with a baton and music playing loudly in the background. And as I entered his living room, he told me that he was putting together his the concert that would be played at his memorial service, and it was going to be the music that he loved, and he was picking it, and that's courage. I like the puzzle solving. From early on in medical school, I liked puzzles. I spent some time in my second year doing a lot of pathology, a lot of autopsies, and I like the process of taking a complex clinical record and correlating it with what we found on autopsy. And that led me down the avenue of solving puzzles. I think lots of people, lots of different specialties, family practitioners, pediatricians, oncologists, cardiologists, a lot of people are faced with puzzles. I think that healthcare is a right and not a privilege, and that access to good healthcare has to be guaranteed to everybody in the country. Among the industrialized countries, we're the only one that does not have a system of universal access to health care. That was one of the things I learned in Great Britain, was their National Health Service. Has lots of problems, but everyone in the country has a physician where they're registered and they do not want for health care. So I'm a big fan of Obamacare. It's got some imperfections. It has to continue to evolve. But the idea that there are still millions of people who don't have money or insurance to see a healthcare provider, that's really a disturbing injustice in my eyes.
Have you ever thought about doing like work in order to help get free healthcare?
That was one of my involvements in the with American College of Physicians during the years leading up to my presidency. The Clinton healthcare plan was percolating along. Our group and their family practice, the American Academy of Family Physicians and the pediatricians were the only professional groups that supported the Clinton plan. So there were some battles then. But there is a sense that I care about you. I've been surrounded by compassionate colleagues, teachers, medical students, residents. Kind of a sea of compassion that I'm swimming